And here we are. We are now live. I hope at least we are live. All right, guys, it's good to see everybody tonight. We will be going. We're going to go over. First of all, we're going to go over the EIDL and 135 billion that's going to be out for us all in the EIDL and the PPP second round of loan, which came out today. As our favorite lady Jovita Carranza just spoke with the Fox News today, and here's what she had to say. First of all, she had to talk about the 5,500 lending institutions that are ready to disperse these loans. Now, if you guys remember, there were very few lending institutions to disperse loans to begin with, but this second round, it looks like there's going to be quite a few.
30. And we accomplished that by partnering with the lending community, over 5,500 lending institutions. We ran the gamut as far as who we authorized to become PPP lenders.
All right, so there we go with that part. I'm just going to make this quick, guys. I don't want to waste your time, but there are now 5,500 lending institutions in place ready for the second round of PPP to be coming. And as far as the fintech corporations that were having a little bit of a problem with those cash apps and stuff like that for the first round, the second round, it seems to be should be a little bit easier for you.
Authorized lenders in that community. We also organized and collaborated with fintechs.
So they're organized now and collaborated with fintechs, which is going to be really, really good news for a lot of us that were going through it. That would say you had a Cash App or you had Apple Pay. This is the way you did your business. Now they're kind of getting the hang of it that, hey, this is the way that America may be working. And the next is, are they going to be still accepting EIDL applications? We will go under the EIDL right here is where if you were to ask her, are you going to be still accepting EIDL applications? Here was the answer that we have gotten today from Ms. Carranza.
As a matter of fact, we're still accepting applications under the EIDL program, which is also designed to provide a financial lifeline to small businesses.
So there's that. The EIDL program isn't still accepting applications that for the EIDL loans. Notice she did not mention anything about the grants today. So the 135 billion that's in there for the loans are not going to be part of the grants. Just to let you know that. I know we're all very excited about that. And to let you know, they did say that 135 billion was still left, and they do want it to come back to small businesses. So here we go. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, wrong one.
You're looking at $525 billion worth of money that's going out to help these small businesses. There's about $135 billion left over in the pot. What should happen to that money?
Well, I believe that the president and also the cabinet are earnestly working towards providing another lifeline, an emergency financial lifeline to small businesses.
Feel like that PPP money then that's left over should stay with small businesses and not be used for something else?
Well, because we already have 5,500 lending institutions already established.
There we go. Because we have the lending institutions established, she's saying that the $135 billion will be pretty much sticking around for us.
Those relationships, and they have now set up their particular systems to provide liquidity to the small businesses in their communities. I think we have an infrastructure that's been stabilized, very formidable, and we're actually accepting more applications for other micro lenders as we speak to provide PPP.
So there we go. We're looking to get the $135 billion still left and still to be coming back for the staying in the PPP, where everybody we were thinking maybe they were going to use that for the stimulus check, or you know what I'm talking about. So they're decided not to use that for the stimulus check.
With
another round of PPP.
You're looking at $525 billion worth of money that's going out to help these small businesses. There's about $135 billion left over in the pot. What should happen to that money?
Well, I believe that the president and also the cabinet are earnestly working towards providing another lifeline, an emergency financial lifeline to small businesses.
Feel like that PPP money then that's left over should stay with small businesses and not be used for something else?
Well, because we already have 5,500 lending institutions already established.
And there we go. That's pretty much that, guys. So, and the loans will be forgiven. Let me read about this real quick if I can get out of your way. Hey, that was rude. Who said that? Oh, I did. Well, I'm going to kick myself off of here so that you can read this. Get off here. Haha. There. Now, the Small Business Administration, we got this on Fox News today, this is part of the interview page that is on the Fox Digital. Small Business Administration is in the process of forgiving potentially millions of loans under the PPP program that were approved to support small business during the coronavirus pandemic. The SBA began approving forgiveness applications and remitting forgiveness payments to PPP lenders and borrowers on Friday, October 2nd. Okay, guys, so there's that. So if you got a PPP loan, but you never got a PPP lender application number to put on your forgiveness loan application, that should be coming out soon. You will be looking forward to getting or even getting in touch with your PPP lender. Say it was Fundbox or Fundera or one Cabbage, one of those. You can be getting with them now because apparently the PPP SBA is giving out that number that you need to get forgiven for the second round. So let me read that again. The SBA began approving forgiveness applications and remitting forgiveness payments to PPP lenders for PPP borrowers on Friday, October 2nd. A spokeswoman for the SBA said in a statement, SBA will continue to review all PPP forgiveness applications in expeditious manner. Fast. Let me do it fast. There are a number of criteria that business owners must meet in order to have their loan forgiven, including maintaining staff levels, quickly rehiring workers that were let go. At least 60% of the loan amount must have been put toward payroll expenses, while the remainder could have been used for interest or mortgages or utilities. Even if the loan, which was required, no personal guarantee or collateral, are not forgiven, they carry a low 1% interest rate. So there it is, guys. There it is. The $135 billion will be staying in the PPP and EIDL program. Good news. The not so good news was that it didn't have the EIDL grant in that. That was just for the loans, PPP and EIDL loans. So we'll take what we can. If there's a second round coming for loan forgiveness in the PPP program, that would be great. And remember about that new bill that we just went over not long ago. We could get the EIDL grant taken out of that PPP thing as well. So that would be cool. Anyway, guys, I hope everybody's doing well. And I hope that helps as far as knowing what's going on with the money, what's going on with the PPP and EIDL. So that's 5,500 lending institutions. Do we realize how quickly we can get our money this time, guys? This second round is going to be a lot faster than the first round. And people who are in the queue right now, it's going to be a lot faster now, because if you're still waiting in the queue, then get ready, because once this button is pushed, now things can start speeding up. If we got 5,500 lenders that are ready to go and they push the green light, the green means go on this button for SBA. If the money's already there and the President Trump can't give it to the stimulus checks, he's got to let it go. He's got to give it to the small businesses. And that's what Carranza was saying, is she's basically saying, hey, we're taking the money to the small businesses out there. I know we don't care for Carranza. Nobody really likes her. We feel like she dissed us with the money. I feel like she did too. But she's telling us right now that now we just want to get it back out to the small businesses. So that's good. We have karate videos and more. He says he watched that debate. And Mother Mary. And then Darren DiNapoli. I believe it when my first round gets deposited, 106 days and still nothing. And there we are. That's what I'm talking about, Darren. It's for people like you, hopefully, that this can happen. Hello, Sam DeVillo. Never got my EIDL for the banking. been over 3 months. Florida to the Philippines. Hey, buddy, have a call from the SBA about my loan for my business. Good job. Way to go. We got a call for him. So that's good for you. And then we got Darren DiNapoli. Let's see if we can just go ahead and use it on this channel. Okay, there we go. And now we got Darren DiNapoli says, same here, banking error. Yeah, okay, well then that's good. If Florida from Philippines got a call from the SBA about the loan today, then that's what I mean is you're gonna start seeing action now. Maybe you'll start seeing things that before you didn't see because there were not enough people working on this. But now with Carranza coming out and saying, hey, guys, it's out there. The money's out there. The $135 billion stays in the idle. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and give you another clip of that so that, it's not just me talking, but it's actually, it's actual facts that I will do the talking for me.
Those relationships, and they have now set up their particular systems to provide liquidity to the small businesses in their communities. I think we have an infrastructure that's been stabilized, very formidable, and we're actually accepting more applications for other micro lenders as we speak to provide PPP.
So there we go. Now they're even getting more applications and they're providing more applications for more micro lenders. So what this means, guys, is now if you were in the queue because there were only a certain amount of lenders that were actually prescribed by the government to be funded for this, they have actually given 5,500 lenders access to grant loans. It's a game changer. Is where there might have been at the beginning. I mean, I knew like 10 of them when I signed up for my PPP back in March or April. I knew about 10 lenders. Fundera, Fundbox, Carrot Cabbage, and blah, 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 unless you go to a local bank. So maybe they had good 300-400, but now there are 5,500 lenders that are ready to spit out this $135 billion. These lenders are going to be jumping on this. These lenders are going to be jumping on it like, hey man, I got to get some money out there. I want in on this because they're going to want that percentage that the government is going to be giving them, an extra 5% to take a loan. So they're going to be jumping on this as soon as this button is pushed. So it's good news for those of you who have been waiting so long. And it's good news for us, those of you who have gotten a PPP loan that are wondering, what am I going to do? I can't get this thing forgiven yet because I haven't gotten a lender application number. You should be able to get your lender application number mailed to you shortly, or you could even probably contact them now and say, hey, can you give me my lender application number so I can get this forgiven, my first PPP loan, so I can apply for the next? And that was for that's really pretty good news. And also, as well as your idle loans, I don't know if anybody got idle loans. They didn't talk a whole lot about it, but she said we're also putting it in for the idle loans. So as far as the second round of idle loans goes, we're going to have to find out about that too, but I believe you have to get your PPP forgiven first. Not sure, but we'll let you know in the future. We'll keep you updated on that. And the loan forgiveness read, we read about the loan forgiveness, which is cool. $135 billion left. That was good news to hear. And because we were wondering where it was going, and now
numbers, you're looking at $525 billion worth of money that's going out to help these small businesses. There's about $135 billion left over in the pot. What should happen to that money?
Well, I believe that the president and also the cabinet are earnestly working towards providing another lifeline, an emergency financial lifeline to small businesses.
Feel like that PPP money then that's left over should stay with small businesses and not be used for something else?
Well, because we already have 5,500 lending institutions already established.
It goes on to say more, and I will let you guys, once again, you can find that Carranza on Fox Digital. For if you want the link to that, I could probably get that link for you if you wanted to watch the whole thing, just to let you all know that it's there. Holy hell, watch the debate. Karate video says he watched the debate. I caught the last 5 minutes of it, and it was just like it looked like Pence just tore her up in that last 5 minutes. Didn't see the whole thing though. Yeah, ridiculous, Darren. Sammy Davila says, yeah, ridiculous, Darren. They don't know what to say anymore. So has the PPP started again? Yes, the PPP is pretty much alive and kicking again, but you got to get your first PPP forgiven. If you didn't get a PPP, you can apply now. Yes, you can. Anybody else have any questions? Sammy, same here. Now they're making up stuff because they don't know what to say. That's true. They don't know what to say, but now that we have more lenders out there, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to get that loan. That's the good thing. But the new restrictions, she didn't mention anything about the new restrictions. Tiffany Monique, are the EIDL loans forgiven yet? Ask for a friend. Are the EIDL loans forgiven? No, the EIDL loans are not forgiven yet. Haven't been here in a while. No, Tiffany, it's been a long time since we've seen you here. Hope everything's going well with you and the fam. But the EIDL loans have not been forgiven yet. The PPP loans are now, you should be able to contact your PPP lenders and let them know that you need your application number for your loan forgiveness. And there's a million loan forgiveness. There's a really good loan forgiveness application tutorial on YouTube right now. I could make one up for you guys as well if you think it'd be easier if you can't figure out what she's trying to tell you on that other loan forgiveness page that she does. But it's a very simple loan forgiveness process. I can put a video up later to show you about the process and what that's going to take. As soon as I get my PPP loan number, then I could do it. That way I can go to the next step, because right now without that PPP lender number, we cannot get that forgiveness. But with that now working, we should be able to get that and go for a second round of PPP, which is good. Are we going to get our 10K? Jennifer Moody asks. Wait, let me not skip here. Not yet, Tiffany. MP No Politics says SBA still working. Yes, the SBA is still working. They got 135 billion. They better be working. But yeah, they sure are. If you catch the beginning of this video, you'll see what's going on. But there are now 5,500 lending institutions, which is great. There are fintechs are going to be welcomed. So there's going to be, if you use a fintech corporation, you can get fintech deposits now a lot easier than you were. As far as we know, the fintech corporations were taking it back, and there's a battle for the money in there, but not anymore. And they are still accepting applications under the EIDL. $135 billion still left. Should be going back to the small business for PPP loans, not EIDL grants, but EIDL loans and EIDL grants, but not EIDL. I'm sorry. They are not going back for EIDL grants. They're going back for the EIDL loan, not the grant, which sucks, but it's something for those people who can need it, and hope and pray that they can get the loan, and then pray that that loan can get forgiveness, which we all are praying for right now. And there are more lenders who have experience to provide more PPP now. So what they're trying to do when they push this let's go button, which it looks like they maybe have pushed it on October 2nd. Now, with all these lenders in line and everybody waiting, and it's not a new game anymore. This game has been going on for 7-8 months now. Since January, February, March, it started. It was a new beast, but now they've got a pretty good smooth system running, and it should be able to get your money a lot faster, a lot easier. And with this many people, this many lenders in the hunt and in the game, get ready. It's going to happen fast now. So if you guys are looking to get a loan, you may want to do this, because with this new mindset that they have on where the money's got to go before the election, it's got to get spent, or else it's going to sit there. And the Republicans don't want to leave the Democrats anything in the pot if they don't get reelected. So they're trying to get this money out to you to make things as good as they can for us in the process. So loans will loans be forgiven? There's going to be continued support right now for the PPP loans. They are not promising that 100% of your PPP loan gets forgiven, even with the loan forgiveness. They're going to check it out. They're going to make sure that the numbers are all there. And there's a few tutorials you can watch online as well for the PPP loan forgiveness if you've already gotten one, that can give you the right schematics to make sure you get the 100% forgiveness on that loan. And right now, the grant is subtracted from the loan. So if you did get an EIDL grant, and the EIDL grant is still on that loan, that will be deducted from the loan, from the PPP loan, and you will not get both of the EIDL and the grant. However, they are looking with that new bill that I just showed you on a video I did the other day, that they're looking to take off the EIDL grant for PPP forgiveness on that sheet. So the EIDL grant may also be taken away from being subtracted from the loan, which is good. It would be more money for you. Whatever you got in grant would not be deducted from your loan, and you would not have to pay any of it back, which is a beautiful thing. When can you apply for the second EIDL? We're going to find out. That should be coming up now in the next Carranza interview, hopefully soon. But right now we can be getting with the SBA. I'll give the SBA a call tomorrow and find out if it is possible that we can reapply for the EIDL loan second time. Because right now you can't apply for a second round of EIDL. You got to apply for a second PP. You can apply for a second PPP once your first one is forgiven, which is why they're giving us the forgiveness now, so that we can go ahead and apply for the second round of PPP and let them spend that $135 billion that they have there now. Call for second EIDL loans to see if we can get them. Did you already get the first loan, Darren, for the EIDL? No, you can't get your first loan. I think that's what you're having a problem with. Hey, we want our 10K. We do want our 10K, but right now we are not getting that 10K, Jennifer Moody. We are hoping for the stimulus package to go through because there are EIDL grants included in that stimulus package. It's not saying 100% that you will get your 10K, but we should be able to get something else with that new EIDL grant, which is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And then we go to Carrie Harris, who says, if you didn't get an PPP first round and you have been waiting in the queue for Congress to say if there will be another round, she stops there, but I believe she's saying, will there be another round? Yes, that's what we're looking at right now. That's what Jovita Carranza just came out and said today, that the president is saying we're taking this money and we got to use it. And if we can go ahead and keep it in the SBA and use it for what it was used for, because he's not getting the permission to do the executive order and give it in the stimulus check. He's not getting enough there for a stimulus check or unemployment. He's saying, okay, now we just need to take care of the small businesses because it doesn't look like the new stimulus package is coming out. And if it doesn't come out, nobody gets it. So we're going to go ahead and leave it in the SBA's hands, and they're going to go ahead and disperse this money back to the small businesses, which is what they should have never stopped doing to begin with. But they knew that they had the money to play around with, and now that they're playing with our votes and they're trying to buy some more votes, they realize how big of a deal the small businesses are, because there's 9.8 million small businesses that were kept, 9.8 million employees working for small businesses that were kept alive. Actually, 9.8 million small businesses that were kept alive. 9.3 million small businesses that did not go under thanks to the SBA's PPP program. So with that said, yes, they're feeling pressure right now from the small businesses of people like you and I getting with the Congress and getting with the Senate, telling them, hey, man, we're out here and we need the help. So they're going to put that money back in there and give us a second round of help, which is great. It's kind of like getting another stimulus check for small businesses. That's what we're looking at here. It's a stimulus check for small business owners. This is the mindset we need to have with this, because it's just as important. However, it's so important to me, and it's more than the little stimulus check that they're giving the person, but it's a stimulus check for small businesses. That's what the PPP or the EIDL grants were to begin with. So if we can think of a PPP forgiveness as a stimulus check for my business that can be forgiven and should be forgiven, shall we do our paperwork correctly, then that's a beautiful thing. So basically it's coming back in, and the stimulus money is there. Nobody needs to play around or push it out from Congress, or we don't need the Senate. We don't need the House. We don't need Nancy Pelosi to stop. She can't stop it. It's there, and it can still be used for what it was allocated for, which was for this PPP, which is great. This is what we're needing. This is a beautiful thing. Never would I say in my life that, hey, I heard great news from Carranza. Jovita Carranza just issued a statement today saying good things, but she did. I would, maybe they should get somebody else to run it this time, but hey, if she thinks she's got a better program, God bless her. Okay, can you apply for a second EIDL? No. Karate videos and more. Restrictions will be tighter. Many who qualified for the first EIDL may not make it the second round. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to be looking at the ones who did get the first round, and they're going to probably, with a new lender, it's going to be tighter. However, if you can still prove you're in business, and that's what they want to see. If you're out of business, if you call them up and say, hey, I lost my business, can I get a second round? Nope, you sure can't, because you've lost your business. And if you're collecting unemployment, it's going to be very hard for you, because The PPP program was basically lent out to people so they wouldn't collect unemployment. So if they see you did take the unemployment, it could hurt you. It not necessarily negates you and completely obliviates you from it, but it's not as good to a lender who's saying, oh, he already went out of business once, and now he's trying to apply for a second round to get back into a bunch of things, which it could work. But more than likely, they're going to hope to see you're still in business and never collected unemployment, and that's the hope that they're using by lending it again. That's why they say you need to use it for your paycheck, for your payroll, even if you're self-employed or sole proprietor or independent contractor. Use it on your own payroll. Pay yourself the money and then say, hey, I was never unemployed. It'll be a lot easier that way. And then we got, I've already received 1K. Sammy Davila says, okay, thanks, you're awesome. And so you're awesome too, Sammy Davila. Appreciate your coming here, and it's always good to see you. Sally Kirshen, I already received 1K for the EIDL. Do I have to apply again, or will the other 9K be given to me? Right now, that $10,000 grant is not in the $135 billion EIDL and PPP for a second round. The $135 billion is only for loans, EIDL loans and PPP loans, microloans as well, and CDICs and stuff like that. But anyway, Florida, the Philippines, what's happening, bro? It's good to see you today. My EIDL loan reconsideration expired on the 30th of last month. Your EIDL loan reconsideration expired on the 30th of last month, and phone call from the SBA today. Oh, good. Well, then you should be at Florida. You should be able to, if you talk to somebody today, then they can put you back in the queue in a new application with fresh information. That's a good sign, Florida. That could be that could be one of those clapping times that we can do. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Fired on the 30th of last month. That means September. And they give you a call today. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a lot more people working on it. Now people have a clue of what they're doing, and it's a lot more lenders. So I think we're looking good here on this second round, guys. Sammy Davila is still waiting on the EIDL due to banking error. I don't want to miss out for the second round. You got to get the first one first. And with the second one coming around, if the first one was only going to give you 8 weeks, and make sure you get that second one for 24 weeks if you can talk to somebody, but don't reapply. Don't do anything to stop the progress that's being made. Hey, and Janya, I want my 10K. I want mine too. Yes, I do. And thanks for your info. You're welcome, Sammy Davila. I hope it helps. God bless you. Kay Campbell, Congress, you're fired. Amen. I'm on Kay Campbell's side. Congress, you are fired. You're fired. Is that how he does it? He does it better than I do. And Janya, Sammy Davis, same here. Never got mine due to screw up in June. Bo Flow, as good as you can make it. Y'all just have to go further in debt. Keep surviving. What could go wrong wrong down that road, right? Hopefully, but B Flow, we're hoping for forgiveness with that loan. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to survive. If you got to take a loan out during tough times, you got to take a loan out during tough times and get through it. You'll be better in the future. We're here to make it better. And we're going to be better in the future. If we took a loan out, I'll be able to pay it in the future because, hey, we're good businessmen here. We're not losers. We're winners. Amen. Anyway, and Johnny, what is Jovita's email? I don't have Jovita's email. I don't know. You could probably Google that. Okay, it's Sally Kirshen. Okay, thank you. Carrie Harris, if I'm in the queue waiting with an application and a lender, do I need to reapply, or will it automatically push through with lender? Or that all depends. If you're in the queue of a PPP lender, if you didn't go through the SBA, but if you went through a private lender, it's different than the SBA. So if you're in the queue of the SBA, you don't put another application through. If you're in the queue with a lender, say you did Fundera or Fundbox or Cabbage, then you can apply with another lender. I would suggest that everybody applies with more than one because they can always get more you've got a better percentage of getting more money and a loan faster from another lender. You take the best lender, the one who's going to give you the most money and the one who's going to get it to you faster. So if you're in a PPP lender, then yeah, you can apply to as many PPP lenders as possible. There's 5,500, like she said out there, and you can apply to as many as you'd like. But as far as the SBA, if you're going for SBA, Bluevine, yes, you can not only go to Bluevine, but go to Fundera. Apply to Cabbage. Apply to other ones that are there as well. You don't just have to stick with Bluevine and say, hey, Bluevine is going to hold my application, whether it's good or whether it works or whether it doesn't. It's up to Bluevine. There's more of them out there. You can go to as many as you'd like and just take the one with the best. You can't accept two. You can only accept one. If you get approved for two or more, don't take two or more. You only take one. Take one loan, or you could get in trouble. So, but you can apply to as many as you would like. And I would suggest that you do that and do that as soon as possible, because with the second round going through, I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of people. And I think you guys may be the first that caught it on here on YouTube, because this wasn't on YouTube. So that's good. So if you got it first, then you can be the first ones to apply. You could be the first ones to get it. And this is also a good push out to those people who are going through a process right now. If you're going through a process with the SBA, tomorrow between 6 and 9 in the morning, call the SBA phone number and get somebody on the horn and say, okay, where am I at? Here's my application number. I need to know where I stand right now and what do I need to do. But let them know this right now and tell them that you just heard that Jovita Carranza said that there's more money, $135 billion, is staying with the EIDL, and we can get more loans in this thing. We got 5,500 lenders out there. What's going on with my money? And you can let them know this, so this gives you something to work with. It gives you some skin on your bone, some skin on the bone when you're going into the phone call and you're saying, hey, Jovita just said that the $135 billion is staying with so get me my money. Where am I at in the process? Because if I was tied up before now, I shouldn't be tied up right now, because we know where the money's going now. So with this new information, it gives you a little bit more oomph behind your applications out there, everybody. Are you going to let us know when round 2 begins? Round 2 is beginning. It's starting. It is ready to roll. So I would be getting with them right now, Karate, definitely. But as far as when it's going to come to your forgiveness, if you're getting a second round of PPP, you got to get your loan forgiveness. So you need to get with your lender. Say, I did Fundbox. So I'll be calling up Fundbox tomorrow or emailing them and saying, hey, I need my application number so I can apply for forgiveness. You apply for forgiveness, and as soon as that comes back, boom, you get go for the second round, because you were forgiven at the first. Because you can't get there without that forgiveness of the first one, or a percentage of it forgiven. You can't go for a second round. Oh, might be too much information. I'm sorry if I'm giving you all this information at once. You can always go back and rewatch the video. Tejpal Singh, thank you so much for the information you provide every day. Thank you, Tejpal, for coming around and watching Speak and See. God bless you, and thanks for watching. First, Nilafine, make note number that called from the new SBA. I'm going to show that Florida Philippines is sharing some information with you. It says make note number. They called from the new SBA, 202-945-57. Hey, that's good information. There's a new SBA number for you people. I'm actually going to write that one down. The new SBA number being shared by Florida, the Philippines, is 202-945-7571. Did I get that right? 202-945-7571. And remember, guys, if you're going to call the SBA, between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. is the best time to do it. If you don't want to be waiting for 3 or 4 hours, call between those times, and you can get on a lot faster, because most people sleep in, and later, then their phones just start blowing up. It should be easier now, hopefully, that you can get to somebody quicker. They've got more information. They've got information now. It's not like they're going blind like they were before. Now they have information. Now they're ready. The process is in, and they are ready to take this. They're ready to start handing money out again. Thank you, Lord. Right? Bluevine. Okay, yeah, Carrie. Once again, you can go and apply with other. I would suggest you do that. Apply with others, lenders out there. Some of them will say, we're not taking them at this time. Find one that is. We're not taking them at this time. Find another one that is. You can even go with your banks. Go to your community banks or banks around your neighborhood that maybe now are letting people in. Amara Kuntek. Am waiting almost 3 weeks after submitting my all reconsideration. What am I supposed to do? Umara Contact, take that number down that Florida to the Philippines just gave up there, that new SBA number, and call the SBA tomorrow between 6 and 9 a.m. and tell them you put in a reconsideration letter and you have not got a response back from them. What's up? And if you make sure you have your application number ready for them, because they will want that. And then in order to answer your question, and you don't have to wait or go find it for just have it ready. Have your application ready and call them in the morning. Sammy Davila, peace. Already applied for the SBA grant. Wait, I am already applied for the SBA grant. Oh, that's good. Yeah, if you applied for the grant, then hopefully, I don't know how long ago it says you applied, but hopefully you can get that. Carrie Harris, thank you. Okay, thank you as well. Richard Smith. So I received $2K advance from the EIDL grant. I'm in the queue. Do I need to just wait for the remaining $8K advance? And I originally got denied for the loan. So should I reapply for the EIDL loan? Right now, Richard Smith, what you would do is file a reconsideration letter. You would not reapply. So what you will, file a reconsideration letter because they give you a reason why you were denied, and you got to apply that reconsideration letter along with the reasons why you were denied, and fight your case. State your case, saying if you were denied for low credit, tell them, my credit's low. Times are really bad right now, but things are picking up. My credit score is picking up, and get with them that. But you can't have two apps in right now. If you got two apps in, it's really not a good thing, especially if you were denied and then you throw another one in. If you got two apps in and you haven't been denied, it's usually not that bad because they can take one and just discard it. But if you got another, if you try throwing an application over denial, you could be in line for a long wait and maybe miss out on anything because you screwed up and you filed the paperwork wrong. But if you can put in for a reconsideration, that's where you need to be going with that right now. And as far as for the 8K advance, the grant, they're not giving any more grants as of this moment. The new stimulus check package has some allocations for grant money in there, and we'll find out what happens with that when the new stimulus package comes. Hopefully that's good news when that new stimulus package comes. If it comes, I would like to know, but nobody's talking about that. So, but as far as the more grants go, they're not talking about grants right now. This is all about loans and forgiveness for the PPP and EIDL. Not forgiveness for EIDL, but just EIDL loans. Thanks for your program. It's very helpful. Thank you, Amara Contact. I'm glad it helped you. Thank you very much for watching. Samir, hello, people. Hey, Samir, it's good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well with Samir. Sun Lutz, because I live next to Lutz. That's I live in Odessa, where the city next to us is Lutz. Sun Lutz. Are you in Florida? I never got my grant money for EIDL, just a loan. How do I go about getting my grant? It all depends when you got your grant. If you got your application after July 11th, then you're not qualified for the grant as of right now. If you did your application before July 11th, you would send in a reconsideration letter saying to them, I'm sorry, I never got my EIDL advance, /grant, same thing in a way. But you would type in a reconsideration letter. It's just an email that you send the SBA. The reconsideration at sba.gov, I believe, something like that, the email. And then you would just tell them, I never got my grant. I forgot to check the box. I am a solo proprietor or independent contractor. And then you would just get $1,000 for that. Or if you got more employees, and here you go. If you do this, tell them that you're married as well. I am a sole proprietor. Me and my husband or me and my wife have a business, and I would like my grant. I forgot to check the box. And then they should say, we're sorry about that. But if it was before the 11th, then the money's in there and you should be able to get your grant. If you do it for your husband and your wife, have the two together as business partner in there, then you get $2,000. If you're only by yourself, then you only get $1K. But you should be able to get that with a reconsideration letter. And if it doesn't come now, it should come after the next stimulus package, because a lot of the money for the EIDL grants were already spent, but they're saying then you'll get it if you applied before the 11th, because it was allocated and you were supposed to get it. You might get it now. Whoa, I never thought of that, people. With the $135 billion going back into the SBA, those of us who did apply and never got the grant could file reconsiderations to get the grant, but now they're going to have money to actually give it to you because it is going to the EIDL. It's not supposed to go to the EIDL advance, but it was going to EIDL loans. I wonder if they could put some of that aside, or if they will put some of that aside for those who didn't get the EIDL grant. That's a possibility with this 135 going back into the PPP and EIDL pot. Huh. Well, I don't get my hopes up. Every time I get my hopes up, they get shot back down. Don't get your hopes up too high. Plan for the worst, but expect the best. Here we go. So yeah, you would file a reconsideration letter, Sunlots. And it's just, I'll get you information on that real quick. A reconsideration letter. You would just copy and paste this. It's PDC. I'll copy and paste it. Here you go. I'm copy and pasting it for you. So you're going to copy and paste that into your Yahoo or Gmail or whatever to compose an email and send them the email for a reconsideration of your EIDL grant. And then you will have a chance at getting that. All right, there you go. Samir SF, most of the lenders are waiting the automatic forgiveness. Yes, that's the truth. They're waiting for the automatic forgiveness, which they cannot even give us automatic forgiveness. They need to get a forgiveness number, but they haven't gotten an application number to give to us to get the forgiveness, which it should pretty much automatically be it's not automatic, but the numbers aren't that hard to fudge to make it 100%. It's really simple. Just make sure anyway, you're welcome, Sunluts. Thank you. I hope it helps. But the numbers really aren't that hard to get the forgiveness. Anybody that has half of a brain should be able to get the full forgiveness of that. Unless you have an EIDL grant, then you won't get the full forgiveness because the EIDL grant kind of alleviates some of that or nixes some of it right now. Hopefully the new bill goes through and that'll take that off too. They're trying to work it out. Darren Denopoli, what's happening now with the PPP or the second round of EIDL? Oh, did I not? With the PPP and the second round of EIDL, the funds are going back in. So we're going to be able to go back in. If you already got one with the PPP, you're going to have to, of course, file for forgiveness to get that number. And then after you're forgiven, then you can go for a second round. But even when that application is going through, your lender may be able to see that application like, oh, this guy's definitely got it. Let's go ahead and sign him up and get that money into our accounts so that we can get it to them and make sure that you get that money with the second round. Because a lot of people with the first round only got 8 weeks of the PPP loan. They were supposed to, the PPP loan. They were supposed to get, or could have gotten 24 weeks. You only got 8 weeks of that. So actually your next one should be, some people are, say you got $4,000 in your first PPP loan. Your second one could actually be $8,000, which could be forgiven. So that would be pretty cool. That would be nice. Louis Tobar, they will give me grant if I already apply. It all depends when you applied and why you were, if you're talking about the grant. It all depends when you applied. If you applied before July 11th, then yeah, you're eligible for the 1K per employee grant, the EIDL grant. But if you applied after the 11th of July, you're not eligible for it because once the funds ran out, they quit authorizing any more grants. So that's how that worked. Sunluts, thank you. Awesome news. Thank you. Another TikTok. Hello. So if you applied and forgot to check the box, how do you get the grant this time around? It all depends when you applied. If you applied before the 11th and forgot to check the box, you send in a reconsideration letter and say, hey, I forgot to check the box. Look at my paperwork. I'm a self-employed. Every business that sent that paper in should have gotten at least $1,000 because if you're a business, then there's an employee running it, unless they're a robot. But then you should have gotten the 1K, and they know that. So you need to send in a reconsideration letter to the SBA saying, hey, I didn't get my grant. Why not? If you applied before the 11th of July, everybody should have gotten some sort of a grant. File for a reconsideration letter. I put the email in there right now. There, it's PDC reconsideration@sba.gov. And you will compose a letter to them and say, hey, I didn't get my email. I didn't get my grant. Make sure you give them your application number, your name, and just so they have your application number and your name as well as that it's in there. That way they can, if they see your application number and name, they can put 2 and 2 together. They'll know where to send the money and they can be like, okay, here you go. We sent the money to you. Or if they don't send it to you the first round, when the next stimulus comes through, they allocate money for it. They'll give it to you then. But if it's not, if you did it before the 11th, you're good. If you did it after the 11th, it sucks. To do Samir SF, what in trying to say is not going to be a second round of PPP without automatic forgiveness because the second PPP is designed to help the same people in business. What I'm trying to say is not going to be a second PPP without automatic forgiveness because the second PPP is designed to help the same people in business. Yeah, the second round, actually, if you did get a first round of PPP, it's going to be a lot easier to get a second round of PPP than applying, say, newbie applying for it. Depending on how big of a business you are, of course, they're going to go off the bigger money first. They're going to try to hit the big businesses first on it. So that all depends. It goes without saying. Everybody wants to make if I was in business lending money, I would want to lend it to the big companies. That's how I'd make more money. But they're going to be giving it to a lot of the lower income businesses and minority businesses too. El Sonati, I applied June 15th and never got anything. No response, no denial, nothing. Finally, an email requesting 3 years of tax returns, still nothing. Yeah, well, then that's like El Sonati. Then that's another one that you need to be calling early in the morning between 6 and 9 and getting on the phone with these people and saying, where do I stand right now? Because right now they're pushing the second 135 billion. So right now they're going to have their phones are going to be going off the hooks now. In the morning, you're going to want to call them between 6 and 9 and tell them exactly what you're telling me right now. Have your application number ready and get them on the horn and say, here, we're ready to go. I'm ready. What's going on? It's been a long time. Where are we at? But they can let you know that, especially if there's been no denial letter. Even June 15th. June 15th with not even a denial letter. June, July, August, September. But anyway, I just read that. RT Soundbox, that's not showing. I'm not showing that. That's funny. 3 years of tax returns. You should only have to show 1 year of tax return because this has nothing to do with your 2017 and 2018 tax returns. So I'd be questionable about that email that you got and make sure it's from the SBA, first of all, because an email requesting 3 years of tax returns is kind of odd. I don't know. If anybody out there has had them request more than 1 year of tax returns, let me know. But I don't see that as being, now that I'm reading it closer, you need to call. You need to be calling the SBA in the morning, Sonati. You need to be calling them in the morning and asking them what is going on with your application. Do you have a number or do you need one? Let me get you a number here. I'm going to give you a Tier 2 phone number. I'll give you the SBA hotline and the Tier 2. I'm going to put two numbers up here. I don't know if that'll all fit, so I'm just going to do this here. Sorry it's taking me this long, but my copy thing isn't really working as well as it should. There we go. Okay. Here I'm putting a number here. Call one of these numbers tomorrow, Sonati. There's a 1-800-659-2955. That's the hotline, or the Tier 2 number is 877-221-6874. Call one of those numbers tomorrow, and if you can do it between 6 and 9 in the morning, that'd be better. If you do it later, you're going to have to wait longer. But yeah, call them up and tell them exactly what you told me. Make sure you have your application number ready, and ask them if they sent you a letter requesting 3 years of tax returns, because 3 years of tax returns sounds kind of funny to me. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I mean. You only had your business for 1 year. Yeah, why are they asking for 3 years when this has nothing to do with 2017 and 18? This only had to do with the middle of 2019 is when you were supposed to be in business for. However, they might want the whole year. If they could get it, that would be great. But they're not going to be wanting 3 years of it. They're going to be able to find you online and stuff like that. If you're a legitimate business, they'll be able to find out something about you. They don't need 3 years of tax returns. Sounds kind of iffy, sketchy. RT Soundbox says, subscribe to Speak It's Here. You have a small PPP. Hey, that could be a slogan for like a lender. Apply to Bank of America. Apply to Lending Tree if you want a big PPP. Hey, good one, Artiste. Man, that was a good one. You got to write a song about that one. Samir SF says, bro, I get $1,000 I applied for EIDL loan and have been approved for $25K. My question now. I get $1,000 and I applied for EIDL loan and been approved for $25K. Yes, you do. You get $1,000 easy. I mean, unless you have more employees, then you should get more EIDL grant, more grant money than that. El Senati, and I only have my business 1 year. Yeah, I said, can I get the 9K if I approved? You can get the 9K if they redirect the allocations for the first stimulus bill in Section 1110 of the CARES Act. Then you get the other 9K, but they've got to do that, and they've got to push that through Congress and the Senate, which I'm pretty sure most of the people are thinking that $50 billion that they just put in to the HEROES Act, and it's in the CARES Act, and it's in all those new acts that are coming. There's $50 billion in there for people like you who didn't get the whole 10,000, and that's what we're all hoping and praying for. Morocante, I was asked for 2 years of tax return on my reconsideration. Okay, so there's somebody right there that was asked for 2 years of tax return on their reconsideration. I like to reiterate that, Sonati. If you look down at the Umar Akante, he does say he was asked for 2 years of his tax return on his reconsideration. So being this far in, would they ask for 3? I don't know, but you do need to be calling one of those numbers in the morning or tomorrow or whenever you're ready to talk to one of those people and tell them exactly what you told me. Okay, Gloria Prunada. All paperwork for SBA loan signed, waiting for funding for 3 weeks. Do you know how long they are taking? All paperwork for the SBA loan signed and waiting. After the news we just heard today, you won't be waiting much longer. But did you get a portal? Did you e-sign? Did you have an e-signature attached to your letter? Have you e-signed yet? Because some you can be approved, but that doesn't mean that just because you're approved doesn't mean that you get the money. A lender hasn't approved. You can be approved by the SBA, but until you get approved by a lender and you submit a form with an e-signature, then your process, there's a difference here. So were you approved by the lender and did you e-sign? If you e-signed, you did e-sign. Oh, wow. All paperwork for the SBA loan signed, waiting for 3 weeks. Do you know how long they are taking? 3 weeks is a very long time once you've e-signed. So you go back to the portal now, and you can't do nothing in the portal because you're seeing gray letters and gray boxes. So what you need to do is call up the SBA in the morning. Do you have a loan? Do you have a loan officer that has emailed you with some numbers? Because you might want to give them a call because it's kind of long. I haven't seen it take. I think the longest I've seen it take is 28 days or almost a month. But in lieu of what's going on in Congress, we don't know about that stuff. But it shouldn't be a problem if you've already e-signed. If you've e-signed, it usually takes, but you can get it usually within a week. So 3 weeks after an e-signature is quite a long time. So you might want to call your lending officer if you've got one in the mail, and get with them to let them know that it's been 3 weeks. Because sometimes you do get stuck. Sometimes they skipped your email, or sometimes they hit the wrong button and sent you to the trash. Sometimes that can happen. This is not everything is right, perfect, in order every time. So I would call them up tomorrow because you should be up for that. If they've got your bank account numbers, if they've done all that fun stuff, and you've e-signed, then you should have your money in 3 weeks, or it's longer than normal. Okay, I've been calling every day, and they said to keep checking the bank. Yeah, so you're approved. That's what I mean. The longest I've seen it is 28 days, which I have seen. But after hearing this news from Carranza today, you might be seeing it in the morning. I would be just praying that God gives it to you in the morning, because what's going on right now with the SBA is really good news for business owners like yourself that have been waiting a long time. It's good news for Dinopoli too, because he's been going through a bunch of junk, and for Darren. So this might be a push for you in the right direction, which is great. Because I know people out there are really getting screwed, and with the new SBA program coming out and the funds going to show, it's really good for everybody, just to let you know. Okay, never got the first PPP. Sunlut says, I never applied for the first PPP. How do I go about finding a lender for the second round of PPP? If you never applied you can go ahead and apply for the first round right now. You can always apply for the first round of PPP. So if you applied tomorrow or whatever, it's there. The money's there. You can just go ahead and apply. You go to Fundbox or Fundera. Let me give you some information on that real quick. I will give you a few of the places that you can look at. I will put them in the email down below. Hold on 1 second. If I can find it. Okay, here's a few. Here's a few PPP lenders that I will put into the box for you. And go ahead and Google some of these lenders online. There's a few lenders right there. You just go onto one of those. It's real simple. You go onto their website, you fill out an application, and pray for the best. And you can fill out more than one. You can fill out a lender to Bluevine, Network, Credibly, Funding Circle, Intuit, QuickBooks, PayPal, SquareUp, Fundera, Cabbage. There's all of those. You can apply to each and every one of them if you want to and take the best or the first offer that comes your way. I usually take the first just to get it over with and say, okay, there's what I'm getting. I'm just going to roll with it. Actually, I only applied for one and I got it, so it was very nice to do. But I can't see the phone number. Where did you put them? Oh, you need the phone numbers? I'll put them back up. I will put phone numbers there now. And shoot that out. Hopefully that went through. Yeah, I see the numbers. Hopefully that works. That's for El Sonati. Put the phone numbers back up. Artiste Soundbox, laugh out loud. Yeah, that was a good one, Artiste. I liked it, dude. That was funny. That was funny. El Sonati, thanks so much. You rock. Thank you, El Sonati. You rock too. Found that numbers. Thanks. Gloria Pineda, I've been calling every day and they say keep checking the bank. That's a good thing, Gloria. If they call and say keep checking the bank, that means it's in process. That's at least they're saying that. That's beautiful compared to some of the stories I've heard. But yeah, I have seen it take up to 28 days. I think it was the highest. I think that's the record. We asked a bunch of people how long it took you one day on here. And if anybody else can answer that for Gloria Pineda, how long did it take after you e-signed? After you e-signed to get your loan? Those of you who did get the loan. Okay, calling tomorrow. Thanks. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Gloria. Sammy Davila asked for 3 years of tax returns as well. I signed a 4506T. Okay. Yeah, that could be one of the things that you had asked me earlier about the 3 years of tax returns. So yeah, if you got to sign a 4506T, that's usually a little deeper than most of them go. That's sometimes for newer businesses that need a little bit more proof. But that's when the 4506T lets them go right into your IRS. It's like gives them a full open door to say, okay, now I can see all of their dealings in the past few years. And yeah, if you got to do what you got to do, because they want to make sure that you are who you say you are and you are. But just give them what they want. They can't really do much with it. Gloria Panetta calling tomorrow. Thanks. El Sanity. Yes, and somebody, that's what I did. Kay Campbell, it took me 1 day to get my loan from the SBA after process. Yeah, it took me 3. Some people are quick with it. Some people were really not. Okay. How long it takes for a loan increase to be approved? Is the loan increase easy? Well, we haven't been able, nobody really can prove how long it takes to get a loan increase because nobody in the United States has even gotten one yet. Until maybe now. Until maybe now somebody might have gotten one. I don't know. But without the SBA having now giving the lenders application numbers to process a forgiveness, you can't go for a second one. Now that the numbers are out, we will know how long it's going to take to get the second one. We don't know that yet. And you could not get a good answer or a truthful answer from anybody right now at this time. So I'm not going to go out on a limb and guess at that one. This is the government we're talking about. Hopefully it doesn't take long. If you've already gotten one, to be an increase, if you've only got, like if say you got the first loan for 8 weeks and they know that you were supposed to get a 24-week loan and you're coming back for a second and they can give you another blah, 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 more money, but they saw that you were a legitimate business quickly on your first one, it's probably going to be kind of quick to get your second one. If they had a little more problem processing your application, because what they're going to want to do is give that second loan out real quick because they've already got you in the process. They don't have to do any new paperwork. Just click a button pretty much. So they're going to want to do that. You're amazing. Thank you, Son Lutz. Thank you too. As we can see, Darren Denopoli. Yeah, I hope so too, brother. I think this is a big thing. This is good. I'm happy about this. I'm happy about this. And once again, I will, in case you're any latecomers here, I will just get you with this one.
Those relationships, and they have now set up their particular systems to provide liquidity to the small businesses in their communities. I think we have an infrastructure that's been stabilized, very formidable, and we're actually accepting more applications for other micro lenders as we speak to provide PPP.
Aha, that's that. We got this one. This was
Numbers
just
you're
today,
looking,
guys.
numbers you're looking at $525 billion worth of money that's going out to help these small businesses. There's about $135 billion left over in the pot. What should happen to that money?
Well, I believe that the president and also the cabinet are earnestly working towards providing another lifeline, an emergency financial lifeline to small businesses.
Feel like that PPP money then that's left over should stay with small businesses and not be used for something else?
Well, because we already have 5,500 lending institutions already established.
Beautiful. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Where was that other one I was going to show you? Doom, 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 doom. Did I get that one?
As a matter of fact, we're still accepting applications under the EIDL program, which is also designed to provide a financial lifeline to small businesses.
So there we go. We're doing good. 135 billion ain't much. Yeah, actually, it's quite a it's quite a good number, the 135 billion, because most of the big businesses that went and got that first one are already they've gotten what they've needed. And the government, they're not just going to be giving all these to those big businesses again, because they start off with 535 billion. And remember, it took them, and they've gone through 400 billion of that, but it took them 4 months to go through that. So with this new round going out and people not as much, they don't need as big. Now it's more of a cushion. The bigger companies are not going to be getting the bigger loans again. So most of it's going to trickle down. That's called trickle down economics, kind of. Trickle down to the smaller businesses, allowing for us to get the loans, the smaller businesses, the mom and pops now, because those were the people who were supposed to get a lot of it the first round. It didn't. And the government, the SBA saw that, and they got into a lot of trouble for dishing out all these big loans, which really screwed the small companies as far as when the money stopped and when the EIDL grants had to stop and all these other things. So this is a good number. 135 billion is a really good number. And then if the second stimulus package goes through and that's still in there, we could be looking at a third round. But who wants to go there when we're wanting the second one? We might not even need a third round if the economy blows up in say by November or December, which is hopefully the way we want to see America. We want to see America shine and the economy back in order again. But anyway, if you're here we go. What do we got? Lansani got him. Good. El Snotty says got him. Peter Boyer. I thought the PPP has ended. Are they extending it? The PPP is going right now. You can file, but they have just promoted it again with Carranza coming out today and saying that the money is there. The lenders are there. They've got 5,500 lenders. Dude, that's a lot of lenders. That means a lot, because in the beginning stages of this, there were not a lot of lending institutions, and they were not accepting fintechs either. Now they're accepting fintechs as well.
30. And we accomplished that by partnering with the lending community, over 5,500 lending institutions.
It's a lot.
We ran the gamut as far as who we authorized to become PPP lenders.
They ran the gamut, and they authorized a lot of people to become lenders, and even fintechs can lend. That's going to be like Cash App. That's going to be like, oh, it's in my bank. I got it. It's in my app. There it is.
Gated, authorized lenders in their community. We also organized and collaborated with fintechs.
They organized and collaborated with fintechs. And guys, this is just, it was just all good news coming from Carranza. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't. But that's really good. So I'm just hoping that everybody out there can get the information, and this can get a little bit of because it's kind of like getting a stimulus check in a way, not a stimulus check, but it's kind of like getting it's a stimulus check for a small business, but it's kind of like a stimulus package for small business,
and
knowing that they opened it back up.
Those relationships, and they have now set up their particular systems to provide liquidity to the small businesses in their communities. I think we have an infrastructure that's been stabilized, very formidable, and we're actually accepting more applications for other micro lenders as we speak to provide PPP.
Nice. That's good news. That's great. That should be music to ears out there that understand what we've all had to go through, and that they're opening it back up to us so that we can take care of our small businesses. It kind of gives us a pat on the back saying, okay, small businesses, we got you covered. It's still going. Let's just roll with it. We're going to roll with it. We're going to quit all the stimulus package update crap. And the small businesses that have money still in the pot because we didn't go crazy with it the first time, have a chance to grab the second round. And it's here. So, and we've got 5,500. Things are going to run a lot more smoothly and efficiently than they did the first time, because the first time was a shot in the dark. And guys, to be honest with you, I don't think that they did as bad as we think they did, because I know people who work for the SBA, and they weren't people who have been working for the government for years. They were kids right out of the classroom that needed a job and went home and got a job from the SBA, government job, paying decent money, and didn't know what was going on. So these kids were responsible, and a lot of adults too that didn't have jobs or just didn't know much about anything, but they had a computer at home and they could apply and get this government job. And they might be still giving those jobs out. So you might want to check on that, government jobs for the SBA. Because if you don't have a job, they could probably give you one doing 18 to 30 bucks an hour. But anyway, these kids behind closed doors of a bedroom were the ones that were dealing with our PPP or EIDL loans and PPPs and stuff like that. So the lenders that were going for, you were getting the paperwork was very iffy because it was going for people who didn't know what they were doing a whole lot of times. But now they've got the plan. Now they have the system in order to be able to get this out more efficiently, is what she's saying. We've got 5,500 lenders when usually you might have had 20 to choose from the first time. So now there's going to be a lot more lenders out there that are going to be bucking to get it, because there's a lot of money out there, and a lot of small businesses that got the first loan should be just jumping right onto the queue to get the second loan right now. I don't know who's not going to be calling them in the morning, but I sure am. That's all I'm saying, is I will be calling them in the morning to say, hey, where's my forgiveness number for my loan? Because I'm ready to go and apply for the second one and find out what the EIDL is. If I can go for a second EIDL, if that's available to me and you, we'll find out tomorrow, because I'm going to be making some phone calls and we're going to be knowing what the ins and outs are, because there ain't been nobody telling us good news lately. And today, after hearing this, I'm ready to go hog wild on it so we can start getting paid some money instead of just waiting around for our EIDL grant and having to go to Washington, D.C. to try to get it. It's horrible. But anyway, this was good news for everybody. I hope everybody can take a little bit of a shot of hope with it. If you're an Uber driver, can you apply for the disaster loan? Yes, you sure can. Yes, you can apply for you can apply for economic injury. Yes. Uber drivers are okay to do that. You can apply for PPP as well. You can apply for both. Bollywood, bro. Kay Campbell says Bollywood facts. Oh, he thumbs up. That means, yeah, he said yes. Okay, just so wild, too wild. 135 billion ain't much. The good guys. Jen Glass says, when will second round start? Jen Glass, the second round starts as soon as your first round is forgiven, but you need to go, if you got the first round of PPP, you need to go and get that, we're talking about PPP lender, you need to get your lender number so you can fill out the application, because if everybody knows when they get that application, what they're going to do is they're going to see the PPP SBA SBA application number, lender application number, and you're going to have to put that in. That's the first line. Lender application number, other than your name and business up top. The first line is PPP lender application number. You got to put that in. This is on the forgiveness form. And the second thing on the forgiveness form is PPP lender application form. The lender that actually, not the SBA, not the government, but the one that the government gave your loan to. say it was Fundera or Fundbox, they're going to want that application number. Without that application number, you cannot fill out the application for forgiveness. So you need that application number. So what you need to do is go get with your PPP lender, say it was Fundera, get it with them tomorrow and say, hey, I took a loan out, whether it's email, whether it's calling, whatever. I took a loan out from you and I never got my application number. I need that now for forgiveness, because now the SBA is saying, okay, we issued them their number. They have that. You can file for your forgiveness in the first round. So now you can go for your second round once that forgiveness is done. And this shouldn't take long. From what Carranza was saying today, and once again, you can find that on Carranza Fox Digital. And it's only on Fox Channel. It's not on. It's on Fox Digital. It's not on YouTube. You won't be able to find that anywhere. But it was just on YouTube today. It was a 15-minute interview with Jovita Carranza. I know everybody hates her and doesn't want to see her face, but we have to listen to these people because they've got money and they have information that we need. So I picked it apart. I picked apart the interview, and that's where I'm giving you your tidbits from and the information that we now know that we can go for the second loan. But you first need to go to your lender and get that forgiveness application number ID from your lender of the first PPP, not the SBA application. You're going to need two numbers, application numbers, the SBA's number and your lender's application number. So with that information right there, you should be able to go and start processing your loan application. What is PPP, by the way? Will Douglas, that is the Payment Protection Program. You can Google it. It's really simple. It's just it's a loan that small businesses get for so that you don't fire your employees is basically what it's for. If you got an employee, it's here. Pay them with this Payment Protection Program. It's so they don't have to go file for unemployment. Oh, what are your employee? How many employees do you got? You got two. You'll make twice as much if you have two employees on your Payment Protection Program. But it's so that unemployment numbers stay low. Campbell, Will Douglas, you are right. Peter Boyer, can I reapplying for the EIDL and PPP if I had one with Bluevine in the before? Yes. Yes. But wait, no. Let me talk to you again on that, Peter Boyer. Can I reapply for EIDL and PPP if had one with Bluevine in the before? So if you've already got a loan from Bluevine, the PPP lender, you're going to have to go get that one forgiven. But you can apply for the EIDL loan in the SBA. You can apply for the EIDL loan. Yes, you can go there and still don't worry about your Bluevine. Take care of that as well. But you can go apply for your EIDL loan right now. And I would suggest that you do that because EIDL loans are going to be getting hit pretty hard after this one. But yes, you can, Peter Boyer. Hopefully that helps. Will Douglas, I'm Canadian, so just checking on this. Right on. Okay. Hello, Canada. Hey, my Tampa Bay Lightning was just up there in Ontario for the Stanley Cup. I got my shirt. Oh no, that's my Rays shirt. Okay, I was gonna say I just got my my Lightning shirt, and Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup. Everybody, I'm probably the only one happy about that, but we got the Stanley Cup. Now we're going for the Super Bowl. But thank you, Canada, for hosting our wonderful Stanley Cup. Thank you very much, Mr. Who said that? Campbell, I think it was? Or Douglas? Okay. Will Douglas, thank you very much. Tamika, hello there. Hello, Tamika Minor. It's good to see you. Long time no see. You're still around. Glad to see you. How the wife? How the kids? You don't call? Don't write? Are you mad at me? Thanks for coming. Breaking Conrad. If we got PPP first round, we can get another round. Yes, you sure can. Will Douglas, forgiveness loan. Laugh out loud. This is Trip. Breaking Conrad, under the guidelines. Forgiveness, what if all is not forgiven? Do we still get another round? Yes, you get more, whatever is forgiven. It doesn't even have to get forgiven all around to get another round. You don't have to get all forgiven to get another round, but you have to have the application at least put through. So if they forgive 50% of your loan, that doesn't only mean you'll only get 50% of what you got the first time, because it has to do with the time frame now. Now we're looking at 8 weeks, and we're looking at 16 weeks and 24 weeks and then 32 weeks. So it all depends. But yeah, let me read your question again. I lost you. But yeah, if it's not forgiven, you can still get another round. Yes. What to do if I get declined for my first application of PPP? You can apply with other companies through PPP, but I would suggest going to, if anybody doesn't know about the going to, if anybody needs their credit score higher, bumped up, and you haven't gone to get your credit score bumped up before you do this, you might want to go do that. It will only take a day or two to get your results back. Where was that again? You can actually get your credit score bumped up in a matter of seconds. And I'm not trying to promote businesses or anything like that. Experian Boost, I think it's called. And you can pretty much get your credit score boosted. Here we are. In a matter of a day. I would suggest you do that if you know your credit score is low. I'm going to give you the information right here. And I'm not promoting Experian Boost. I have nothing to do with them, but I know it works because everybody I've seen try Experian Boost has come back and said, yo, man, my credit score went up 20 points or my credit score went up 100 points in a day. And yeah, I got the loan. So there's that thing. If you go to Experian Boost and enter some simple information, you can boost your score within minutes. Guys, take that down. If you're going to go for this loan or application or EIDL loan, if you haven't tried it yet, go to that Experian Boost and do that first. Because sometimes a credit score will get you more money. And if you could have taken 10 to 20 minutes to boost your credit score up and you didn't do it before you went and got a little bit of money, bad business move for you small business owners that need the money. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Let me go back up and answer the next question. Breaking Cod, that was Mary Mitchell who said, what do I do if I get declined for my first application? If that was the PPP EIDL loan, then you need to put in for a reconsideration. But if that was for PPP from a payment protection for a lender, say like Blue Vine, Cabbage, blah, blah, you can go apply to a bunch more. You don't only have to put in one from them. But if it was the EIDL loan that you were going for, then you need to go put a reconsideration letter in for that denial, explaining why you were denied and giving them a better reason. Jesse Cryer Jr., I bless you, my brother. I received EIDL money during the first round, and I'm considering asking for more. Should I reply or just call? I'm sure answered this already. Just jump in the chat. Oh, Jesse. Oh, hey. Okay, good to see you, bro. If you received EIDL during the first round and you're reconsidering asking for more, should I reply or just call? You don't want to reapply yet. You really can't reapply for EIDL right now. You can reapply for PPP. The EIDL loans are a little bit different. They're doing that one different. If you already got an EIDL loan, if you did get it, then you won't we're not talking about another reapplying for an EIDL loan. It's just for the first round of EIDL. But for the PPP is where they're putting that money back so that you can reapply for PPP right now. As far as the EIDL loan goes right now, we're going to find out about that tomorrow. Actually, I had another question, and I've written that down about the EIDL loans. I'm going to call them tomorrow and find out if it's possible. Say we got like $10,000 on our first EIDL loan, and that was supposed to be for a 24-week. It was supposed to get us through 24 weeks. Well, that 24 weeks is done gone for a lot of us. Now, if you haven't hit that 24 weeks yet, I don't know if you could still go back and apply for it now. If you're over 24 weeks, there might be a possibility, but we're not 100% sure on that. I'm going to call them up tomorrow before I give you an answer on that. But that's a great question, and I will see if I can get you an answer for that tomorrow. I will call the SBA to find out if the second round of loans, EIDL loans, will be given. I know the EIDL loan program is still available for first rounders, but for second rounders, EIDL loan programs may not be available right now. Where are the lenders listed? The lenders will be listed in the SBA website, but however, I got a couple here that I can give you. A few lenders here that are very credible. And I put it in there once, I'll put it in there again. Oops, I don't want to delete that. Here you go. This is for you, for the lenders. Okay, and Gladzalando, I just put the lenders down there for you. There are some of them right there, but you can find more. If you go to the SBA website and type in PPP lenders, dude, there's going to be like 5,000 of them now, 5,500. And you can find some just right in your area, even like banks just right in your area that would do it. Because, I mean, it doesn't have to be a bank. It can be an app. It can be a lender's app. That's how I did it. I did it on the app. So it was really easy. Will Douglas, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Glad to know. What about my first PPP? What about first-time PPP applicants? Yeah, I just put down the, I just texted a bunch of PPP lenders down there for you. You can get that on there, down there below, Gladzalando. Does Canada have this same kind of program? I would think that they might, Will. I think I would give them a shot. I would find out. I'm not sure if Canada has a PPP program, but the way it's going in the United States right now, I believe they should, or I believe they do, because it's going so well here. I would think that it's being implemented across the world, across the globe, some sort of program like this. And they operate a lot like the United States does with this stuff. So we love the U.S. and your president, and we love you too, Will. Thank you very much. Tamika Minor, and everything is going well. Was diagnosed with second-stage breast cancer, but I'm doing everything I can to save my business. Well, we just lift up Tamika Minor right now, and we ask for a complete and total healing, restoration over her body. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Akabin Renaissance. I got the grant for 1,000. Now that means you're good. That means you're good. Take it. That's for Tamika. Everybody keep your prayers out for Tamika Minor. She's going to be all right. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Akaben Renaissance. I got the grant for $1,000, but was denied. You know, wait, I'm going to say this. My cousin Cherie had cancer. It was actually, I know a couple people, younger people, who had cancer in our family, and they were told that they were going to die shortly, blah, blah, blah. But they're both alive, doing fine. So, because prayer works, and we just prayed for you, so that worked. Enjoy. You can thank him when you see him later, but it's going to be a lot later. Okay, Ben Renaissance. I got the grant for 1,000, but was denied for the loan. Should I reapply all over again or pursue reconsideration? Is this information that you'll be looking to obtain tomorrow? Yeah, that's information I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be looking for EIDL loan information tomorrow. If you can apply for a second grant or second EIDL loan tomorrow, I will find that out, because we've gotten that question more than any tonight. So I don't want to give you a false answer. So I'm going to give a correct answer on that. But in this answer, you're saying, on this question, you're asking me, I got the grant for $1,000, but was denied for the loan. Should I reapply all over again or pursue? You cannot reapply all over again. That would be a mistake. The only time we can reapply all over again is if they tell us to reapply all over again, and they haven't. So reconsideration is the way to go. You can file for reconsideration. That's what I would do. Like I said, that Experian boost, anybody who's been denied for low credit, even if your credit score was good enough, still go to Experian boost before you do any kind of loan, because if it can boost your credit, 10 to 100 points. I've even heard 120 on some people, but that was just hearsay. But if it can boost your 10 to 100 points, then why would you not do this? This could be the difference between thousands and thousands of dollars, and it could only take you a few seconds. I don't mean everybody go running off now to do it if you want it, but take down the information, and while you're getting ready for your haircut or waiting in line somewhere, go on Experian Boost and get that credit score bumped up. Michael Slaughter, Cabbage was overwhelmed and screwed. Were they really? Cabbage did? Yeah, Cabbage, I heard so many good... That was actually... I've gotten more compliments about Cabbage than anything. You're like the first person who's actually bummed on Cabbage. Timmy Davis, then again, they did end up running out of money to loan, but it was because the SBA kind of ran out of money to give. So they might be back up and running. They're one of the front runners in this, though. They are one of the front runners in it. So I wouldn't just tell anybody not to try Cabbage. If they're screwing you right now, don't do it. But they might not even be. They should be in the queue. They should be able to do this right now. Tommy Davis, they are considering doing the EIDL loan as well. They are doing the EIDL loan as well right now. Timmy, if you haven't gotten an EIDL loan yet, you can apply right now, and I suggest you do if you're in a small business and you need it. It works. I think he's talking. See, there we go. He got 20, 30 points off burst. See, we're getting people right there saying it works. Okay, there we go. There's your answer, guys. Do the Experian Boost. Everybody here in the chat room is even saying, yeah, man, it works. Okay, Tim Barker, I got 30 points off boost. Tim Barker, if you pay a cable bill, you get a free boost. Really? That's kind of cool. I paid all my bills for the last long time, I don't want to show my age, but yep. Experian Boost, Darren. Darren might have did it. I think Darren Dinopoli did it. Will Douglas, you should play a Jake Hamilton song at the end of this program, bro. Jake Hamilton, how do you know I know Jake Hamilton? How did you know I like Jake Hamilton? I don't know him personally. I met him a few times, but yeah, man, I should play a Jake Hamilton song at the end of this. If he'd let me, I got to ask him. Usually if I play Jake Hamilton, I got to ask him to play that. You know, the anthem. We like the anthem. That's a bad song right there. All of his songs are good. Anyway, I play a lot of his songs. I can play almost all of his songs without even looking now because we've done them so much in church. Anyway, he's a hard rocker. He is a rock and roller. But I got some good songs out there. I just wrote some really good songs. If anybody wants to hear them, let me know. No, I'm just kidding. Play some Jake at the end of this. Michael Slaughter, is Idle Grant available? No, the Idle Grant is gone for now. It may be available in the next stimulus check package, but we're all waiting to see about that. Hopefully we can get that. Breaking news, or Breaking Conrad. Gledzalando says, thanks. You're quite welcome. Thank you. I hope the information helped. Breaking Conrad, why didn't you put great news on stimulus in your title? Laugh out loud. Thanks for keeping us informed, bro. Dude, I'm not going to do the great news thing. I can't do that. That clickbait stuff really irritates me. I'm not a clickbait channel. I really don't do that. Great news that might not ever happen because the government said it. But yeah, it is great news. I agree. I believe it's great news, but I'm not going to get on here and be I can't do the fake actor thing. I can't do that. But I can give you good information. I'll give you good information. Some will say it's great. Some will say it's good. Some will say it's all right. You know, but I think it's good news. It's great news. But I should put great news if I wanted to get more clicks, right? Hey, T. Carlson, it's good to see you tonight. Hopefully all is well. Kidderman, Louisiana, steadily pocketing $24 million was to be for the residents, and only $115K was only used. Wow. No city anyway. Louisiana, in our prayers, we hope that hurricane ain't going to hurt you. Everybody stay safe over there. Kidderman, I'll try Experian, and thanks, guys. Thank you, Kidderman, and it was good seeing you tonight. Hopefully information you got was prosperous. Phone bill. Get you 20 points and boost. Really? Wow. I'm going to have to do that before I go for my new house in January, February. Will Doug, I didn't know about the phone bill thing. I knew about Experian Boost, but I didn't know you could do a phone bill and get another 20 points on there. That's awesome. Amen. That's true. I guess you can't just play it. I'd love to hear your songs if you're real about it. No, I just kind of, when I do real songs, I don't do them online. I don't do any real stuff online. I do more of fake stuff online, fun stuff. Breaking Conrad. I was just messing with you, and thanks for not being a fake, really. Do appreciate it. Yeah, man. No problem. I thank you, and I appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone out there. Hopefully everyone out there is staying safe and doing well. I thought this news might help everybody, and hopefully give you a little bit of hope that, the money's still there, because I honestly thought that $135 billion was gone, which I would have been fine with it because it was going to go for the stimulus packages for the checks that were going to be distributed around the United States. But in lieu of all the new events that are going on in Congress and with the senators and with the president, it looks like he said just go ahead and use it for the small businesses where it was supposed to be implemented. So Carranza came out today and made the statement that we will be getting it, and also that the more loans will be forgiven now, which is really good because we were all waiting for that number. Once again, I'll read that text to you guys. Where did it go? I'm probably in front of it. Oh, wait. Let me just leave that.
Do you believe within the PPP program that the loans under $100,000 should just be given amnesty, so to speak, or just forgiven?
Well, the forgiveness loan dynamic on the PPP is one that the small business is considered a bridge to very troubled waters. So whether it's the percentage or whether it's 100,000 or 300,000, regardless of what the amount of funds, the small businesses want to know if they have an ally in small business, if the president still has their best interest at hand, which he does. That's what they're anticipating, continued support.
And I'll read this to you right now. It's, let me get myself out of the way. Small Business Administration is in the process of forgiving potentially millions of loans under the Paycheck Protection Program that were approved to support small businesses during the coronavirus pandemic. The SBA began approving forgiveness applications and remitting forgiveness payments to PPP lenders and for borrowers on Friday, October 2nd. A spokesperson for they'll continue to review all PPP forgiveness applications in an expeditious manner. So there we are. Their owner must, they have to meet the criteria, but anybody who doesn't meet that criteria just isn't trying hard enough to get those numbers right. The numbers are very simple to get right to meet that criteria for 100% forgiveness. And but that's really good news, and hopefully we can all kind of rest easy, and not just rest easy, but get ready and get busy with getting our loans tomorrow forgiven if you got the PPP. Calabogie. Doug Williams says, Calabogie. I was just messing with you, and thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate you not putting great news in that title. Yes, thank you very much. Akabeden Renaissance. I'm not going to put something that, for some people, it can be great. For me, it's really good. But, yeah, I'm good. We don't need to do any clickbait here. We're just having fun. T. Carlson, did you have a lot of coffee speak? You are talking faster than ever tonight. Really? What made you say that? Why are you talking about me like that? I'm not talking fast, am I? No, I didn't have a lot of coffee, but I did have some coffee today. Actually, I went to Wawa, and they had a really nice mocha caramel that I'd really took, and I got a large Venti, but I really didn't think I'd be talking that loud or that fast. I don't think that I'm talking fast. If I am, I'm sorry. I'll try to slow it down. Barry, I need my grant money. Yes, we all would love to have our grant money. We're all with you on that one, Barry. We all want our grant money. Hopefully we can get it. When do you think the stimulus will pass? The new stimulus will pass? Who knows? That's my answer. I don't know. I think it will, but I don't think that Nancy Pelosi or the Democrats want it to pass right now. And the Republicans will be doing the same thing. Hey, it's an election year. We want the people to rebel against the president and the leadership. Republicans would do it if it was Democrat. If it was Obama in office, you think the Republicans would be like, let's give the stimulus check to everybody and make everybody happy? No, the Republicans would be like, no, hold back until after the election. Then we can be the saviors. I don't think it's going to be before the election. I don't think Pelosi's going to let it go, honestly. But the president just put her on the spot. If she doesn't, then she probably won't serve another term. Anyway, I care if she serves another term or not. But I don't think we're going to, let's speak it. We're going to get it. We'll get the stimulus check hopefully soon. And that's how I really feel about that MIU. And I'm pretty sure that's the way most of Americans feel about it too. Sammy Davila. That way, if anybody sees any clickbait tomorrow saying, hey, guess what? The stimulus package is coming next week. You don't have to click on that. Sammy Davila. I tried to apply for PPP although lenders are showing it's ended. Guess they have not opened up again. They are opening up again. I will be providing links and stuff tomorrow, but the PPP and the loans are open right now as we speak, actually.
As a matter of fact, we're still accepting applications under the EIDL program, which is also designed to provide a financial lifeline to small businesses.
And that's the EIDL. And if you go to EIDL, it's also going for PPP as well. So
30. And we accomplish that by partnering with the lending community, over 5,500 lending institutions. We ran the gamut as far as who we authorized to become PPP lenders.
And you should be able to find more lenders now than ever as well. I will actually get the link to the SBA's website as far as the lenders they got. It's kind of iffy the way that you got to scroll down for their lenders. It's like they just show you the lender, and then you're going to have to copy and paste that lender into your search engine. It's not like they even give links to the 5,000 lenders that they have. you've got to actually copy and paste the lenders that they're showing you. Like say you want to get one in your area, you got to copy and paste it and put it up there and then find out who they are. And it does leave you with the phone number, but I guess that's all you really need. But they are open back up. What do you think of stimulus pack will patch? What's the bottom of that say? Bottom of, oh, you want me to get out of your way? Is that what you're saying? Okay, let me get out of your way. Even if loans which required no personal guarantees or collateral are not forgiven, they carry a low 1% interest rate. So the bottom of that is saying right there that, oh, did you want me to read the other one? Oh, there are certain number of criteria that business owners must meet in order to have their loan forgiven, including maintaining staff levels or quickly rehiring workers that were let go. At least 60% of the loan amount must have been put toward payroll expenses, while the remainder could have been used for interest on mortgages, rent, and utilities. Even if loans which required no personal guarantees or collateral are not forgiven, they carry a very low 1% interest rate. So that's showing you what the SBA is saying as far as the loan application, forgiveness applications that can now be sent out. Finally, they're saying that this is kind of like the ins and outs with it. But that's always been the case with the 60% loan. Well, at one time it was 75% to 25%. 75% had to be used on payroll and 25% on the other criteria. But this has been the criteria all along. This has been the criteria since anybody got the loan. So nothing has really changed with that part of it. That's why I put my big fat face in front of it, because I really didn't care about reading it. But and that goes to show you with what the loan, when you go to fill out your forgiveness, you can be approved for the forgiveness. If you're not approved for the forgiveness, you're doing something wrong on your paperwork, or you did something wrong on your paperwork. So make sure that you go over a couple of the videos that are out there for loan forgiveness before you just go ahead and fill it out, because it's really easy to get 100% forgiveness on these things. I tried Cabbage, Lendio, and a few others, and they said PPP has ended. I guess they haven't updated. Yeah, they must not have updated it, but there are more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is there's so many of them out there right now, the Cabbage and Lendio and all those places. There's so many more than that right now. It's just crazy. In Breaking Conrad, what happens if they run out of money again? Is it first come, first server? Yes, it is first come, first serve again. As we all can really take a note of history with when the EIDL grant ran out. It's even in the bill of the section 1110 of the CARES Act. It even says when the EIDL grant runs out, there will be no replenishing and it is over. So it's not like you can come back and say, hey, well, I didn't get any. Well, the bill said when it runs out of money, the program is terminated. So that's kind of what the fight was with the first EIDL grant, the 10K, that we were supposed to get 10K. And they didn't give the 10K to everybody that was supposed to get it. And they ran out of money. So once you run out of money on it, the program ends. That's where everybody that was supposed to get their 10K was screwed, because we can go back and say, hey, we want the 10K. And they're like, hey, you ran out of money. The program is ended. Well, you didn't give us they didn't go to the right people. Well, it's not our fault, but it's ended. So that's kind of where we were stuck with that one. Anyway, I will write that down as far as getting information. Also, tomorrow, I will get information on lenders for the PPP loan. If right now they're saying that they're closed down, which it's like that. Sometimes you'll click on it one day and it'll be closed down. You'll click on it the next day and it'll be opened up. It's weird, but I will get information on the lenders that are open to make sure, because if Cabbage and all those are closed, that's a big one. But I know the Cabbage did run out of money 2 or 3 times already. Lenders that are open for PPP. I will get you that information tomorrow as well, Sammy Davila, okay? So the information I will be providing tomorrow, I will be calling the SBA and find out if there is going to be a second round of SBA loans for the EIDL. And I will also be getting information for finding out what lenders are open for business so that you can just go and apply if you haven't applied first time already. If you applied once already, I would kind of promote going through the same lender that you had on your first one. You don't have to, but I would say it might be a little bit faster to get forgiveness on the first one and with that same lender and say, hey man, stick me in for another loan. And that would work. Anyway, guys, it's 12:30 here. I don't know what time it is there. I know I got on late last night. I got on really late last night and had a whole bunch of people come and watch me. And I was like, where's everybody from? And everybody seemed to be like from California. It's not that late here, but it's kind of late in Florida. So I am going to let you all go. And we will end this on a... Is Ajanya still here? And Sally and 10K and Contain Hope. Fintech's welcome. And I hope you all liked that video I put out today. Hope you liked the song. Hopefully it was very funny and you enjoyed it. Any more questions before I let you go on this fine evening? Actually, today is the 8th now. Today is October the 8th in Florida. I don't even know how the Tampa Bay Rays did. Let me look. Yes, the Tampa Bay Rays have beat the Yankees. Nice. Sorry, all that talking hurt my throat. All right, well, guys, I guess that's it then. I will let you all go, and I will say thank you all. And I will see you tomorrow. God bless and take care. Any more questions? We will be answering more questions tomorrow. Thank you, Samir. And you have a good night too, brother. There's a tricky way around the unemployment and PPP loan. If you have two separate businesses, you can do that to Americante. Thanks you, Kidamane. Kidamine S. Thank you so much, and good night to you as well, my friend. Thanks to all, a good night. Like and subscribe. And God bless you too, Jesse Cryer. All right. I woke up early one morning and I saw the CARES Act pass. They promised me a 10K grant that I filed for real fast. I waited about 4 months for it and wondered what went wrong. I lost all my employees and my business was all gone. They an idol. That grant. They you an idol. 10K grant. We made a nice petition and got everyone to sign. We took it to the Senate and the White House right on time. We demanded all our money and here's what they had to say. Sorry, yes, you still believe me right now, then you'll never ever not believe me. That grant, all those things that I told you that you're gonna get that PPP, oh, and that idol too. But now you know that it's not for you. And yeah, I'm talking about that stimulus package too. Oh, but you still get so excited with a breaking news update. If you still believe me right now, then you'll never ever not believe me. still believe me right now, then you'll never ever not believe me. All those things that I told you, that you're gonna get that PPP, oh, and that idle too. But now you know that it's not for you. And yeah, I'm talking about that stimulus package too. Oh, but you still get so excited with a breaking news update from one of those clickbait titles by maybe Lala Lay. Still believe me right now, then you'll never ever not believe me. No, you won't. If you still believe me right now, then you'll never ever not believe me. Oh, no, you won't. You still believe me right now, then you'll never ever not believe me. All those things that I told you, that you're gonna get that PPP, oh, and that idle too. But now you know that it's not for you. And yeah, I'm talking about that stimulus package too. Oh, but you still get so excited with a breaking news update from one of those clickbait titles by maybe Lala Lay.